So, for the first time since you joined Vitality in 2025, Spirit won a match against you as a team. What are your thoughts? Why it happened? Why the lose streak? Like,
I think it's just a headline. I think in a match, in a tournament way, like no one really cares. We don't care. Obviously, they won a game. Everyone wins games nowadays. Everyone can beat each other. So, yeah, it feels disappointing. I think not because we lost the Spirit, but because we wanted to reach the big arena in the final and be there for the French crowd. I think that's what's disappointing. Wouldn't matter if it was Spirit or someone else we faced today, but they played well, and we just couldn't find our way in the game.
if you look at the maps, first map was very close for you guys, and the second one was a bit like bad, on the better side. Can you give me a bit more details why it happened from your point of view?
Well, the first map we lost, it's Anubis and we're struggling on the map a bit. I think we worked a lot on the map, and there's definitely some improvement, but also other teams can improve, so it's not like we were instantly better. The thing we also quickly discussed is obviously I feel like it's the first tournament for us in this season. We played the online game against Liquid and we lost it, so it's like we haven't really got into the season yet. Very few games played, so maybe like that match experience in the season not there yet. But I feel like just today came down to some mistakes for sure, but I think Spirit played good as well, and I haven't also had time to think about the game throughout because still need to go back and rewatch and see what conclusions you can make.
Do you agree that looking at Legacy, for example, that the CS is getting more and more competitive right now? I mean, even depending, like there's tier 1 teams and the lower teams, but their competitive so high. Like these guys were playing amazing. For example, do you agree with this?
Of course, I think in any competition the competition will get tougher and tougher over time. I think the players nowadays, every one of them can aim well, and I think it's like everyone has kind of reached this level of where we are today, and every new player that comes already has that level. So it is hard to compete against these people, but that's the game. You have to kind of go for it.
That's basically the question about pressure. Because Vitality is a big brand, has a big fans and sponsors, whatever, the community looking, and I think more pressure on you guys. Do you agree with this? How are you coping with the pressure personally and as a team as well?
I think pressure is always there. I think anyone who says there's no pressure is lying to himself. I think for me personally, there was little pressure. I think for the French guys, there was definitely more. That's just the nature of the game. You're playing in Paris with a French crowd, so you want to be there for them. But yeah, I think there's going to be pressure. If you want to win, I think pressure is, in a way, it's a privilege. If you're playing a high stakes game, that's where you want to be. That's where other players want to be, and you have to seize that opportunity and try your best. And pressure just how it goes.
And the final question about GL, who will be, I believe, the substitute. Can you tell me a bit more about this situation? And is it just a fraction, so just for a small amount of time? How it works for you?
Well, in a way, it's like in terms of tournaments, it's a very small amount of time. Well, it's a thing already clear that Apex and Messi will have their children born in the upcoming weeks and months, so they will take time off to be there for that, and JL will step in for I think 2 tournaments, and I think that's the end of the story. In a way, he sometimes watches our practice game. Sometimes maybe he can actually play a game in practice. It depends on actually what's happening in our real lives and what's everyone's schedule and stuff like that. So now he's gonna play a few games with us, and it's gonna be fun, and it's just time to enjoy the moment and see how good we can go.
It's not the question of changing rosters at some point.
No, definitely.
Okay. Thank you so much.
No problem.